Discussing in VLSI?
Ma'am, CMOS inverter.
CMOS inverter. So what we studied about CMOS inverter so far?
All the regions, man, like A, B, C, D.
Okay. After that,
After that, IV characteristics.
uh-huh. So initially IV characteristics or first regions, then IV characteristics. Okay. Next IV characteristics after that. After that. Do you remember RC delay models? RC delay model. Hello. Hello. Do you remember that I mentioned RC delay model?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you consider the RC delay model, FETs will be replaced with its equivalent resistance and capacitance. And NMOS has a resistance of R and capacitance C. PMOS will have a resistance of 2R and capacitance, same capacitance C. This happens here because the ratio here beta P by beta N is taken as 2. Okay. So if beta P by beta N is 2.5, it is different. Okay. And it is 3, it is different. Presently, we are taking it is beta N by beta P equal to 2. So that's why PMOS has a resistance of 2R and NMOS has a resistance of R. And this is the equivalent circuits of PMOS as well as NMOS. I think we have done this in the last class also. Yes? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
So we have seen the delay of inverter with a fan out of 1. It came around 6 RC. And then one inverter driving M identical inverters. Then we got 3 plus 3M into RC. And then we have seen F44 means fan out 4 of inverter means one inverter driving 4 inverters. Then it is coming around 15 RC. This is known as F44 delay. It has a significance in VLSI. So I think I remember I just said you to remember these things. F44 inverter delay is 15 RC. So these are the points we covered in the last classes before the CAT one. If you have any doubts here, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can proceed further. Hello. Hello. I want to hear from you. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, we can proceed.
So now already you know about sizing, right? You have done some problems also. You can also do how to do the sizing. Okay. Now let us say we have a 3-input NAND gate. 3-input NAND gate. Okay. And see this circuit. So this is a sizing for the 3-input NAND gate, right? So do you understand why we got 3, 3, 3 for the N MOSFET? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the P MOSFET is 2, 2, 2. Why it is 2, 2, 2 means we have taken the unit PMOS resistance as 2R. That's why we got 2, 2, 2. Okay. Because here beta N by beta P equal to 2. And then now what we have to do is we have to find out the rise and fall times for this 3-input NAND gate. So for that what we need is we have to find out the equivalent circuit for the NAND gate by using our RC delay model. Are you ready? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
So
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
if you consider a 3-input NAND gate, okay, so I can have 3 MOSFETs in parallel, 3 P MOSFETs in parallel. And I can have 3 N MOSFETs in series. And what will be the equivalent circuit for it? So here we have the output. So here the PMOS resistance is 2R and NMOS resistance is basic resistance is R, but here we have say the width of this. We have taken this is 2W, 2W, 2W. Here we have taken, so this is 2W, 2W, 2W we have taken. And here this is 3W, 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 right? So now, what will be the equivalent circuit for it? We know the equivalent circuit for each P MOSFET, right? We know the capacitances. You see the expression. Already we know the things. So for each P MOSFET, what it will be, right? Basic equivalent circuit. For a P MOSFET, we have a capacitance, okay, from source to supply. And so this is a source capacitance, see here. And we have gate capacitance and we have drain capacitance. Similarly, for NMOS also, we have drain capacitance, then we have gate capacitance, and we have source capacitance. Okay, so if you see the NMOSFET, see here, and P MOSFET in the NAND gate. In the NAND gate, there are 3 NMOSFETs in series, right? So each NMOSFET has a gate capacitance. It's with these 3W, so 3C, 3C, 3C. And here this is its source capacitance. And here this drain and source, we have a merged diffusion. Do you remember initially I have mentioned you merged diffusion? Yes? Hello? Hello? So if you consider merged diffusion, when there are series PMOS and NMOS, we are merging and we are not taking any contact and we are merging it. So if that is a merged diffusion, we have only single capacitance for the junction of this source and this drain. Similarly for this source and this drain. So we have here 3C and here also we have capacitance. So this drain capacitance is 3C. Do you understand this? Please respond. Okay, please don't worry about your marks. Please respond. If you do not understand this, you cannot go further in VLSA. Please be attentive and responsive.
Ma'am,
Okay?
can you explain again, ma'am?
Can you repeat?
And that's what you have to ask this without I saying this. Okay. Do you remember initially I mentioned shared diffusion? Hello? When I'm saying about, do you remember I have mentioned you something known as shared diffusion? When I'm saying CV characteristics, do you remember that? Hello?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
can you
shared
teach us
diffusion?
again?
If you forget everything, how can I proceed? Do you remember this slide? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
So here, whenever there are two NMOSFETs, we can have separate source and drain. We have two separate contacts. This is isolated diffusion. And here, see, we are merging it here. So when this is merging, means here we are sharing this source and drain and we have a contact. Here simply we are merging this source region with the drain region. So we have these 3 types of contacts. I mentioned you. Do you remember? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
if you, so for example, 2 NMOSFETs in series means, so this is 2 NMOSFETs in series. So this drain region and this source, say this source region and this drain region has to be connected. This source and this drain. Here, see, source separate, drain separate. So we have two separate capacitances, source capacitance, drain capacitance. But in this merged, both are same. We have only single diffusion layer here. So we have only single capacitance, not two capacitances. So the source capacitance of the top and drain capacitance of the bottom, there are no two capacitances. We have a single capacitance. That's what we said. This contact, this type of contact will give you less capacitance. Do you remember that? So these two, this source and this drain, they will have a single capacitance. You get my point?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
that is why generally what should we have here? Say here in the, if you go to the equivalent circuit, we have say drain capacitance separately, we have source capacitance separately. So when we are having series connection of NMOSFETs, this source capacitance should be there, drain capacitance should be there, because source and drain are joining here. But because of the merged diffusion, we have a single capacitance for both source and drain. Single capacitance for both source and drain. Here we have source capacitance. Here we have drain capacitance. Is it clear now? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is why here we have drain capacitance. This combination has only single capacitance. This combination is have a single capacitance. This is one capacitance. Okay. Similarly, here this is the gate capacitance. This is the source capacitance. Source capacitance, source capacitance, drain capacitance, drain capacitance, drain capacitance. Okay. And now, whenever we have the source capacitance, that source of PMOS is connected to supply. So this point, this is directly connected to supply, right? So this source capacitance can be ignored as it is directly connected to supply. So whenever we have it is like just like we have the voltage across this, it's directly connected to supply. Similarly, this is directly connected to ground. See here. This is directly connected to ground. So whenever we have a ground path and some path through capacitor, will current choose the path of capacitor? No, right? It will directly ground it. Similarly, the case here. So this source capacitance of the PMOS, these three, and this last one which is connected to ground, they can be ignored. They are ignored. Are you getting my point? Hello? Hello? So now let us
Yes,
see
ma'am.
what is remaining. What is remaining? So we know that input is given and in common to PMOS and NMOS. So if you have input A, this input A sees a capacitance of 3C to the NMOS and a capacitance of 2C with the PMOS, correct? Hello? When input is connected to both PMOS and NMOS, some input A. See, where is this is input A. Let us take this is input A. Okay, it is connected to this at the same time to this. You connect, say this is input B. This is connected to 2C here and 3C here. Similarly, third input is connected to 3C here and 2C here. So each input is experiencing an input capacitance of 5C. 3C with the NMOS, 2C with the PMOS. That's why in the simplified equivalent circuit, we have, say, the three inputs. If you check them, they are experiencing A, B, C. The inputs are experiencing an input capacitance of 5C, 5C, 5C. Right? Hello? Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, you understand it. Please tell me if you do not understand. This is very, very important. Then this source capacitances directly connected to supply are ignored. Then coming to this drain is connected to this drain, right? So 2C, 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 3C. They're all the capacitance of the same node output. So what is the total capacitance of the output node Y? 9C, correct? It is 9C, right? Then this is 9C. Then this is just 3C. This is 3C. And at the source, as it is directly connected to ground, this is ignored. So this is 3C, this is 3C. So this is a simplified equivalent circuit for a 3-input NAND gate. In the similar way, we must be in a position to find out the equivalent capacitance model for any given circuit. Are you getting it? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
now we have to find out the rise time and as well as fall time. To find out the rise time and fall time, the rise time and fall time depends upon the input combinations actually. The rise time and fall time will depend upon input combinations. Because if it's an inverter, only just giving 0 will make the output to rise and giving 1 will make the output to fall. But for the other gates, if you change the input combination, the conditions of the circuit will change. Okay. Say for example, so these two pins we are giving some input. So this is having a capacitance of 5C. Similarly from here, and this is B. So it is having a capacitance of 5C. So I'm not joining this because it becomes clumsy. So B, you please understand they are connected. Here I am having a capacitance of 5C. Okay, this is a C input. Here also I have 5C. And here I have a capacitance of 3C. Here I have a capacitance of 3C. Here I have a capacitance of 9C, correct? Hello? I have a capacitance of 9C. Now, depending upon the input combinations, what about the resistances then? What about the resistances of the P MOSFETs and N MOSFETs then? If you can see here, this is if you have 3 resistors with switches. Okay, because depending upon the input combination, they will be either on or off, right? So here I have 9C. Here I have 9C. Continuation. Again, I have 3 resistors. Because already I have the equivalent circuit. This is ground. And here, say, see here. Here I have 9C. And here at this point, I have 3C. And at this point, I have 3C. And this switch will have the input, right? So here I can have the input A. Here also I can have the input A. At the input, I have a capacitance of 5C. Similarly, at the input B, I have a capacitance of 5C. Input C, I have a capacitance of 5C. We have to visualize like this. Whenever I'm drawing P MOSFET means it is a switch. It depends upon the input. It will either close or open. Hello?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
same thing is here in the circuit. Now, let us say falling input. How do I know? Here I'm writing falling input 111 and rising input 110. How do I know which is falling input and which is rising input? For example, if I want to find out rise time and fall time, how do I know which is falling input and which is rising input? Okay. So how do I know it is? First of all, I'll go with the truth table of the NAND gate. 0, 0, 0, 1. 0, 0, 1, 0. 0, 1, 0, 0. Is it right? Hello? What is 0, 0, 1 for the NAND gate? Hello?
1.
1 0 0 1
1.
1 0 1 1 1
1.
1 0 1 because it is opposite to AND gate. 1 1 1 0.
0.
So in this case, what are the inputs that can make your circuit to rise? There are many inputs, right? All these can make your circuit to rise, output to rise, correct? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
And there is only one input that can make your circuit output to fall. So for the case of a NAND gate, we have only one input combination that can make the falling output. And we have 7 different input combinations that can make the output to rise. Got it? Hello? Hello? So now, so this is very, very important. For any given thing, we have to check the combinations of inputs. So here what I'm considering is falling input, I have no option. Just I have considered 1 1 1. And for rising, I'm considering 1 1 0 because I can consider any one among these, all the combinations, right? I can consider any one. So I have considered 1 1 0. So already I gave you that we have to consider this as now we know which resistor is on, which FET is on, which FET is off. So 1 1 1 means if it is 1 1 1 in our circuit, see 1 1 1 means all these are off, correct? All the PMOS FETs are off. Yes? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
And all these NMOS FETs are on. All these NMOS FETs are on. So how the equivalent circuit will look like? How the equivalent circuit will look like? See, the PMOS portion has nothing, all open switches. In the NMOS portion, already we have 9C here, we have 3C here, we have 3C here. Here, why I have R by 3? Because the width I have increased it to 3W. Normally it is R, but I have increased the width to 3W. So each resistance is R by 3, R by 3, R by 3, correct? Hello? Hello? So this is R by 3, R by 3, R by 3. So this is an equivalent circuit of 3 input NAND gate when input is 1, 1, 1. Do you understand this? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
And then what is the output we have to consider? What is the output here we have to consider? So here, what is the output? To calculate this output, what we have here, we have a RC network here. So this is R by 3, 3C, R by 3, 3C, R by 3, 9C. So we have series of RC circuits. So we have a RC network. Whenever we have an RC network like this, to find out the total delay involved, okay, so we should have an Elmore's delay formula. We have to use a Elmore delay formula. Am I clear? So whenever we have a RC network like this, we have to follow an Elmore delay formula. Okay, please remember this Elmore delay formula. What is Elmore delay formula is whenever we have a RC network, then the propagation delay of the RC network is nothing but sigma nodes, sigma no, I or I2 source into Ci or I2 source into Ci. That means we have a source node and any node at what point we have to find out the delay. So we have the source node and also at what point we have to find out the delay. Then what is the propagation delay? Sigma I or I2 source multiplied by Ci. So this is the formula. So what this formula says, we'll see in the next thing. See here. So this is the input node here. And so this is a node at which, so this is the VN node at which we want to find out the delay. Then what the formula says, sigma I, let us take I equal to first 1, I1, okay. So I1 means say or I2 source multiplied by, so R12 source multiplied by C1. R12 source multiplied by C1. So R12 source. So what is the resistance from node 1 to source? Node 1 to source is input here. Node 1 to source, it's only R1, correct? So it's only R1. So we have C1 into R1. Then I becomes 2. I becomes 2. So R2 to source multiplied by C2. What is resistance from 2 to source? R1 plus R2. R1 plus R2 into C2. Then R3. So the R31. So R3 to source. So R3 plus R2 plus R1 into C3. Likewise, Ri minus 1. So if you consider resistance from I minus 1th node to source node. So Ri minus 1 plus and so on R2 plus R1 into Ci minus 1. Similarly, coming to ith node, then we have Ci multiplied by R1 plus R2 plus R3 and so on up to Ri. So this is what Elmore delay formula is. Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
Now, I think you might have come across this Elmore delay earlier on any other subject also. I think, I don't know whether. So likewise, here, what is our source here? Source node can be either ground node or supply node. Source node can be either ground node or supply node. So in our circuit, we don't have supply node. So this ground node is our source node. And what is our node of interest? Y. Y is our node of interest at which we want to find out the delay, correct? Hello. So what's the formula? First, node 1. So node 1 to source. Node 1 to source. What's the resistance? R by 3. So capacitance 3C. So 3C into R by 3 plus node 2 to source. R by 3 plus R by 3. 2R by 3 into 3C plus node 3 to source. What is node 3 to source? R by 3 plus R by 3 plus R by 3. 3R by 3 into 9C. So this is 3 gets cancelled, RC, and this is 2RC, 3RC, and this is 9RC. Okay, so 12RC. It is not 12C, 12RC. So what is the falling delay of an 3-input NAND gate? It is 12RC. You just tell me if you do not understand this formula. Any place if you do not understand, you can.
Ma'am, why are we getting 12 RC, ma'am?
Yeah, you calculate it, man.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay, I'll do it, ma'am. Now I understand.
No, what is there in it? Just you 3C into R by 3 plus 3C into 2R by 3 plus 3R by 3 into 9C. What is that value? Calculate.
Yeah, I got it to 12 RC, ma'am. Actually, before that I made some mistake. Yeah, ma'am, I got it.
Yeah, okay. Right. Then coming to second one. What is that? Rising. Coming to rising. For the rising, I can take many inputs. What I have taken? I have taken 110. If I take 110, one PMOS is on. I have taken 110. A1, B1, C0. That's why I have one PMOSFET on and the last NMOSFET off, but these two are on because it is 110. Is it correct? Hello? Because if you see the circuit, 110. So 110 means only one PMOS is on. 110. The last PMOS is on and 110. Last NMOS is off. Last NMOS is off. So that's why we got this equivalent circuit, correct? So here it is rising. So from this network is anyhow off because it is series network. When one NMOS is off, this is completely off. Then what is the path for rising? We have only single resistor R and capacitance 9C. So here no need of finding out Elmore delay here because we have only single RC network. So obviously what is the propagation delay rising? It is just directly 9 RC. Got it? Hello? 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 And here, are you getting it? Please respond. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
So here I'm calling this as a propagation delay. I have already mentioned you that there is one more delay also, which is contamination delay. Contamination delay means which is the minimum possible delay. Minimum possible delay, right? So here for the rising, for the falling, I have no two options. For the falling, we have only one combination which can give me falling. So that falling contamination delay as well as the propagation delay, both will be same. There is no difference between contamination delay and propagation delay. The reason is we have only one combination for the falling. But for the rising, what we can do is we can check another combinations also, which can check another combinations also, and you can find out. I have given you delay for 110. Similarly, you can find out the delay for other combinations also. Other combinations also. Then you can find out which delay is maximum is the propagation delay, which delay is minimum is the contamination delay. Are you getting my point? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So here, if you say, I have taken 110 combination. 110 means only one MOSFET is on. So the resistance is 9 RC. The resistance is 9, the delay is 9 RC. For example, if I take the combination of 0, 0, 0, that is also rising, correct? If I take the combination of 0, 0, 0, that is also rising, right? Then what will be my equivalent circuit for the rising? This will be my equivalent circuit for the rising. I have 3 resistors because all the 3 MOSFETs are on and no N MOSFET is on. This is my equivalent circuit, correct? Do you understand? For the input combination 0, 0, 0, the equivalent circuit is 3 resistors on the PMOS side, no network is on in the NMOS side. Then what is the rising delay here? What's the resistance? Hello? R by 3, right? Resistance R, 3 R's in parallel. So what is the resistance? R by 3. So what's the total delay? Hello? What is the delay?
3 RC.
3. So the delay is R by 3 into 9C. That is 3 RC. So 3 RC is the minimum possible delay. So that's why it is called as a TCDR, contamination delay rising. What's the propagation delay rising? 9 RC. What is contamination delay rising? 3 RC. Got my point? Hello? So falling, rising, but for falling, no possibilities. It's only 12 RC. Because only one combination is giving you falling. So there's no contamination or propagation. There are no two possibilities of delays. Just it is always 12 RC. But for the rising, if all input is 110, okay, we got 9 RC. If input is 0, 0, 0, we got 3 RC. If input is 0, 1, 1, we may get different, right? If input is 0, 1, 1, we have R by 2 into 9 RC. So 4.5 RC. So what's the minimum possible? 3 RC. So contamination delay rising is 3 RC. Propagation delay rising is 9 RC. But for propagation delay falling or contamination, both we can say 12 RC. Is it clear? Hello? Hello? Hello. For example, now so far what we have done, please understand clearly. So far we have done only NAND gate. We didn't connect any load to the NAND gate. Just we have find out the delays for a simple 3-input NAND gate. And if you connect H copies of the same NAND gate, H copies of the 3-input NAND gate, okay, at the output of single 3-input NAND gate, what will be the delay? See, already we know 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. We know here 9C, we have 3C, we have 3C. Okay. And then at the output, what we have connected? At the output, what we have connected? H copies of the same NAND gate. So what is the input capacitance of a 3-input NAND gate? We know it's a 5C, right? For each input, its capacitance is 5C. So how many such NAND gates are there? H copies. So what will be its load capacitance? 5C into H. 5C into H. So that is the equivalent circuit. Then once again, same depending upon our inputs. So what is the equivalent circuit for the rising? For the rising, we have taken 1, 1, 1 input combination. Input combination 1, 1, 1. So we have 1, 1, 1. So here instead of 9C, now we have 9 plus 5H into C. We have to use the Elmore delay formula. So earlier we got 12 RC. Now we got 12 plus 5H into RC because we have added a load of 5H into C. Then what about the rising propagation delay? We are taking the input of 110. So 110 means we have this, already we know this equivalent circuit. So earlier we have 9 RC. Now we have 9 plus 5H into RC. So each delay simply we are adding 5H into RC. Okay. Already I have mentioned you contamination delay. The contamination delay is 3 RC now, but this is 3 plus 5 by 3H into RC because here that this is 9 plus 5H into RC. So 9 plus 5H into RC into R by 3. R by 3. So this is 3 plus 5 by 3H into RC is the contamination delay rising. 9 plus 5H into RC is the propagation delay rising. 12 plus 5H into RC is the propagation delay falling. That H, for example, if they say H copies, instead of that, if they say 1, 2, 3 input NAND gates are connected at the output of a 3 input NAND gate, then you have to substitute H equal to 3. If you substitute H equal to 3, you will get the delay. Are you getting it? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So you please, I'll stop here. I think you please ask me if you have any doubts. Once again, I'll just give you a quick recap. First of all, whenever somebody asks you to find out the delay involved in 3-input NAND gate, okay? So we have to check whether they are asking only 3-input NAND gate delay or there is a load for the 3-input NAND gate delay. First, that clarity we should get. Initially, there is no load, let us think. It's a 3-input NAND gate. Then you have to think first, draw the circuit, then give the sizing because sizing changes your capacitance, obviously, right? And resistance. So sizing, if it is a generally, if they do not give any thing, you have to take beta p by beta n by beta p equal to 2. If they do not give anything, you take it is a ratio is 2. So that's why it is 2, 2, 2. This is 3, 3, 3 because there are 3 these things. Then you see here, this is the equivalent circuit we have. So here the source capacitances of the PMOS and the source capacitance of the NMOS, which are connected to supply and ground, are ignored. Then the input capacitance of each is 5C. And here we have 3C, 3C. Here this drain and drained combinedly we are getting 9C. So this is the equivalent circuit. And then by giving input combinations, if you give 1, 1, 1, you will get this circuit. So for this, we have to find out the Elmore delay. So that is R by 3 into 3C plus R by 3 plus R by 3 into 3C plus R by 3 plus R by 3 plus R by 3 into 9C. So we get 12 RC for the falling propagation delay. And for the rising propagation delay, we are taking 110 input. Then you will get 9C into R. For the same rising propagation delay, if you take the input 0, 0, 0, we get 3 RC. And now, for the given input, 3 input NAND gate, if you connect similar NAND gates of H copies, the load will be multiplied with 5C into H, because each 3 input NAND gate will have a input capacitance of 5C. So it is 5C into H. So in our delay for everywhere in the load, in the place of 9C, we can add 9 plus 5H into C. Okay, so accordingly, we'll calculate propagation delay rising and propagation delay falling, and also contamination delay rising. Okay. So any doubts? Hello?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. It's clear.
Fine. So shall I end the meeting then?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
And we have quiz this Wednesday, right? What's the time what's the time we thought? Hello? Time is 12:30, right? 12:30 or 12? Hello? Hello?
Ma'am, I think it is 12, ma'am. 12.
12. 12.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, 12. Fine.
Ma'am,
Fine.
what is the platform, ma'am, for the quiz?
Teams.
Teams. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So you have to be very, very careful. In Teams, there is no auto submit option, you all know. So
Yes.
you have to submit in time. Please don't come to me for any technical issues. Please be very, very attentive. Just submit, because because it's not like taking a photo or uploading. It's objective, right? Just clicking the submit button. So if you do it in time, you will not get any issues. Okay.
Thank you.
I will not entertain any communication from you regarding that we could not submit. Okay, because it's just clicking the submit button. So if you submit in time, you will not get any issues, because anyhow we give some grace time.